Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our short, quick optional PL about increasing student engagement in our math instruction. I know we've had a lot of guided reading PL, so I wanted to give a little something for our amazing math teachers out there. And if you know me, you know how much I love quotes, and this quote really stuck out with me. It says, "We believe that math is from everywhere and everything and for everyone, and that anyone can be a math person when they don't just learn math, but experience it." So that's our goal here. We don't want students just to be sitting in a desk all day working out problem after problem on their paper. We want them to immerse themselves in it, experience these mathematical concepts, and understand how it connects to real life, everyday life around them. And we know when students are engaged and they're experiencing lessons rather than just doing the sit and get, they definitely come away with a deeper understanding and they're way more likely to remember it down the road. All right, so I want you to take a second before we dive in and ask yourselves, how do your students view math? What are their thoughts about math? Also ask yourself, how do the students view themselves as mathematicians? We've all had those students who come in day one and tell us, I'm not good at math, my mom's not good at math, I'll never be good at math. And so that's something we definitely want to try to change here. And then also ask yourself, how do the students view you as their math teacher, as a math instructor? And then if you're not sure the answers to these questions, I strongly encourage you to take some time to have some informal conversations with your kids to get their opinions and thoughts on math instruction, how they view themselves as mathematicians, all of those things, because it's really good to know where we are to help us know where we want to be with our math instruction. All right, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I just picked 3 engagement strategies. I thought that would really give us the most bang for our buck and would be easy for you teachers to implement in your classroom. The first strategy is try it, talk it, color it, check it. I love this one because it just kind of puts a new spin on something that almost all of us do already in our classrooms. As I pop in and out of classrooms, I see lots of students using individual whiteboards, writing on desk to solve math problems. And we know kids love using dry erase markers, so that is a great strategy. But this takes that to the next level because it allows students to collaborate with other students and to communicate their understandings. And that right there is really what's going to get our students engaged. It also allows our students to have productive struggle. Some struggle is good. We want our students to have problem solving skills and know what to do when they get it wrong the first time. We want to equip them with the strategies and skills necessary to go back and try again and not just give up. So this strategy does all those things. It's super cool. All right, so the first step for this strategy, what you're going to do is you're going to give your students a math problem that you want them to solve, and they're going to try it out independently. So they're going to write it on their individual whiteboard or maybe on their desk. Either way, set a timer and give them a certain amount of time, depending on the problem, to work it out independently. Next, they're going to talk it. So they're going to talk with a partner or with the students at their table or their group about their answer and the strategy they use to get that answer. Now, this is something that I would model for students the first time I'm going to have them do it, because you want these conversations to be intentional in discussing math. So I would provide my students maybe with some conversation stems, some sentence starters to make sure that while they're having these conversations that they are staying focused on the math strategies and the answers that they got. For step 3, they're going to color it. And here is where they're going to come together as a group and decide on a final answer for their entire group. They'll record it down on one desk or one whiteboard, whatever they choose, and then they're going to use a color signal to let the teacher know their confidence level in the answer that they got. So for example, if my group came up with an answer, but half of us got one answer, half of us got a different one, we're really not sure which one is the correct one, we're going to pick an answer and we're going to hold up our yellow card, or you may use a yellow cup or a yellow sticky. There's so many different color things that you can use to represent color. On the slide before, you can see they used color cups right here. But again, that can be completely up to you as a teacher. But each group is going to hold up or set out a color to let you as the teacher know how confident they feel with that answer. So green, we got it. We're ready to help others. Yellow, we got it, but we're not sure if it's right or not. And red is we have an answer, but we might be wrong and we definitely need some teacher help. And that is an instant way as a teacher for to know where to direct your instruction and who's going to need that extra help and that support. So step 4 is check it. So students would hold up their chosen whiteboard, or if they're writing on their desk, they may tell you the answer out loud. And then they're going to engage in a whole class discussion on the correct answer. And you really want to emphasize the strategies and the solutions that were used to get there for both the right and the wrong answers, and talk about why that strategy didn't work and maybe why one did. Again, at first, this is going to take some modeling and prompting by you as the teacher, but as you continue to practice this in your classroom, students will feel very comfortable with this part and using those academic vocabulary terms, those question stems or sentence starters that you've exposed them to, and kids will really drive and facilitate this discussion. So super simple strategy, but it takes those whiteboards that we love using so much up to that next level, allow students to collaborate with their peers and engage with their peers and have really meaningful dialogue about the math that is happening. So I love, love, love that one. And again, just a few things to keep in mind. And I mentioned this earlier, model what the student-led discussions should look like, have them practice using question stems. And also, as I mentioned earlier, for the materials, the pictures I provided, they used colored cups, but you could use index cards, construction paper, colored paper, Post-it notes. You get creative there, and you don't have to use red, green, and yellow either. You can pick whatever 3 colors you want your classroom. But I thought it was a cool way to get students engaged, continue using those dry erase markers that they love so much, but also collaborating and communicating with their classmates. And I would probably also provide a chart or some kind of poster that let them know what the colors meant. So I might have green means we got it, we're ready to teach our peers. Similar to what was on the slide before, you would want that so students can remember what color they need to hold up based on their confidence level. So that's our first strategy. Try it, talk it, color it, check it. Our next strategy is one that's tried and true, but there's also a new little spin to it. So first, if you are not using Number Talks weekly in your math instruction, guys, you should. It has proven time and time and time again that it builds number sense. And if I hear anything from a lot of our teachers is that my students don't have number sense. They just don't have that basic number sense. Well, this is a great and easy, quick way to help build that number sense in your classroom. So I'm not going to go into what Number Talks are. If you are not familiar with Number Talks, I have I put a link right here that will take you to a phenomenal website that has step-by-step instructions of what Number Talks look like, what they should not be, and then it provides videos at different grade levels. This is an amazing resource right here. So please, if you need a refresher or you're unfamiliar with Number Talks, click here first, okay? That's going to help you out a ton. But taking Number Talks just a little bit differently is using Number Talk images. And so I provided 2 examples right here, but we can use images in math to help take these abstract concepts and make them more concrete, and to help our students build connections to real world mathematical everyday things. So I have linked right here this website. It's called Number Talk Images. And this right here, somebody created this website and it has tons of photos that you could put on the board to initiate your Number Talks. I can think of so many different ways that these could be used for fractions, equal groups, division, multiplication, addition, repeated addition. I mean, the list goes on and on. So there are tons of real life pictures with food, Legos, things that our kids love and can relate to. And then there are some pattern pictures down here at the bottom, more food because we love food. There are also these dot photos, which are super cool. So you can put it up on the board and ask them, how many are there in all? And then what strategies can we use to count how many there are in all? So for example, a student might say, well, I saw 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. I knew that was 6. There's 4 in the middle. 6 and 4 gives me 10. Another student might see it as 3, 6, 9 plus 1 more gives me 10. And as a teacher, I'm modeling this on the board. I might have this on my smartboard and I'm annotating on top of it, drawing the different groups as the students are telling me their strategies out loud. So these Number Talk images are so cool. And these Guys, number talks should be quick, anywhere from 5, no more than 15 minutes. So great activator to use at the beginning of your class each day. For our K2 classes, here is a free resource that I found. And if you don't follow the Brown Bag Teacher, she has amazing things on Teachers Pay Teachers. Her Facebook page is really awesome, and she has a lot on Pinterest as well. This is a free resource. So this is just a snippet of a larger resource that she has, but she does amazing number talks with images. And so she has it broken down into 4 9-weeks or 4 quarters, and she decides what she's going to use and target with each of her number talks. And she has the question stems to help students know how to start their sentences with the dialogue to help them stay on track with these conversations. But she has all of these black dot cards, or these 10 frames. They look different depending on how in depth you get into them. And she uses them for her number talks. And so you can see the examples that she's provided on here. And each time she draws out what the child was saying, how they visually grouped these dots in their head. So it provides a few of those for you. It also goes into balancing equations or balancing the scale. So what missing number would I need here so that it's the same on both sides? Really great resource for developing those number talks. I've also linked this video, and it is a video that's on Facebook, so you'll have to override the filter or watch it from home, where the Brown Bag Teacher, the lady who created this resource, takes you step by step on how to do a number talk. Guys, this video was amazing, 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 amazing. So if you really want to deepen your students' number sense and you want to see that dialogue and that engagement happening in your classroom, I cannot emphasize enough how much number talks can help you do just that. And if it's still a little fuzzy after you click on these resources and watch these videos, I would love to come sit with you and get number talks going on in your classroom. I can model it. Miss McNerney is a classroom that I'm in a lot that has phenomenal number talks. So shout out to you, Miss McNerney. You are killing it with that. You have lots of teachers in the building that would love to help you, but this one, guys, is going to really help your students with the engagement piece and the mathematical understanding. So that's our strategy number 2, looking back at our good friend number talks and then adding in number talk images or teaching math with pictures. The last strategy, which I thought was super cool, and this one's more of a game-like strategy, but it might be a good summarizer or a station to do in your classroom, but it will definitely get your students engaged, and that is number grid tic-tac-toe. So you would give your students a blank number grid or a blank hundreds chart, and you may want to go ahead and fill in the first and the last number like these 2 examples did. And you would partner your students up. They would each have their own colored pencils. So they need to have 2 different colored pencils. And they would take turns filling in the numbers on the chart. And their goal is to get 4 in a row. So once they've filled in 4 numbers in a row, it can go side to side, up and down, or diagonally. They have won a tic-tac-toe, and they will give themselves a tally up here at the top. So you can see on this example, student M with the green had won that many tic-tac-toes. Student J with the red had won that many. But I love this one because it's not just counting up sequentially. They're having to find numbers randomly on the number chart and count up, count down, do 10 more, 10 less based on that number to get their tic-tac-toe. And you can see this example right here. They took it past just the basic 1 to 100. They started at 231 and the last number being 330. You could even do this with thousands if you want to. I mean, you can differentiate this based on your students' need however you would like. For our littles, you could start with a tens frame, or you could chop your hundreds chart in half and have them just do numbers 1 through 50. You could make it 2 rows, do numbers 1 through 20. There's lots of different variations that you could do with this game. I did link the blog that I got this from, and this teacher kind of tells us how he came up with the game. And if somebody else knew about it before, I don't know, but I thought it was awesome. And there's a picture for each step of the game. He even talks about different scenarios where they tried 3 in a row, but it was confusing. They decided that 4 in a row for tic-tac-toe was better. So I love this one, and I can just see so many of our students, because they're so competitive, really enjoying this this tic-tac-toe hundreds grid game. So I would definitely try to use this one as a summarizer or as a station in your math groups. Again, click on that link to view this blog to get more information about it. But what a fun way to have your students practicing their number sense, one more, one less, 10 more, 10 less, while being engaged and having fun. And that is definitely the goal. And so that's it. I try to keep it short and sweet. Those are our 3 math engagement strategies that we're looking at this week. I am going to link a Google form right here. If you took time to listen to me ramble on and look through this pint-sized digital PL, I want to give you credit for that. So if you'll complete the Google form here at the end of the presentation, and I will put your name in the drawing for our Starbucks and Target gift card that we will be drawing on Friday. Remember, every time you participate by attending or viewing a PL, your name is entered. Anytime you take any of the strategies or resources that we have provided to you in these PL sessions and use them in your classroom and let us know that you've used them, your name will also be entered again each time that you do that. So what I would love for you guys to do is pick one to try and then give me feedback. Let me know how it went. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it work well? Is it something you're going to incorporate all the time now? Or if you feel like it's something you would like for me to come in and model, I would love to. I love being in classrooms. So be sure to fill out that form so I can give you credit. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, teachers, I am here to help and support you. Have a great day. Thank you.